Aloha. My name is Lono Oala. I'm a white man who was raised in the mountains of Colorado. I'm also an authentic Kahuna priest. I was ordained by members of the legendary Mo'o clan on the Big Island of Hawaii in 1992. I was ordained Kahuna Kapua A'o, or Master Teacher of Enlightenment. I have a very special job. My job is to deliver an extremely valuable message. How valuable? This message contains the only practical set of instructions that is capable of healing an increasingly polarized, dysfunctional, and dangerous world. The only ones out there. The only practical set of instructions that can heal this world that we're living in today. It's important to tell you what this message is not. While this message is profoundly spiritual, it is not religious, because it contains no dogma that must be believed. On the other hand, some religionists find that exploring its self-evident truth is such a fearsome process, they can't do it. This message is not another fad or New Age approach to spirituality. The Mo'o who ordained me say their priesthood tradition is at least 40,000 years old, and probably much older than that. This message is not another version of the philosophies presented by Max Freedom Long or Serge King and others as Huna. Their works are interesting and I highly recommend them, but they're not a part of this tradition. This message, most importantly, is not my creation. I'm simply the messenger. Please hear that. This is not my creation. I am simply the messenger. So because that's true, don't look to me or how you want to judge my life for its credential. For those of you who find that kind of thing necessary, you'll find lots of reasons to turn away. And that's okay. For those of you who need to make me bad or wrong or unworthy in some way, you can try to hurt me, but you cannot hurt this message. In the long run, you're the only one who can lose, because you'll be missing out on the most powerful message you could ever hear. One of the most important principles for those on the path of awakening to remember is that when it comes to pure, universal truth, the credential is always in the message, never in the messenger. That piece of wisdom is one of the few times you'll ever hear me use those words always and never, but they apply here. When it comes to truth, the credential is always in the message, never in the messenger. Now, what this message is pure truth. Those who have the courage to journey along its path will quickly discover that no belief is necessary. Its principles are self-evident, and they can be understood by anyone who has the courage to open their minds to its light. This message is universal. Its principles apply to all people, in all cultures, throughout all time. This message is pure science. Nothing presented will require you to believe anything. Every one of the principles I'll present to you in this message is intuitively real. You can know that it's real. Your intuition, your common sense will tell you that it is real. You just have to let your common sense speak to you. The second thing that'll happen is you'll discover that the message teaches principles, that every principle is completely harmonious with every other principle. Everything is in harmony with one another. That's very unusual in any kind of a philosophy. This complete integration of every principle with every other principle is the source of its incredible power. That and the concept that you don't have to believe anything. The message represents the essence of freedom and sovereignty. When acted upon, it banishes fear. It heals lives. It can set your soul free. Our world is in pain because people have become lost. Popular New Age ideas are attractive, and they make sense to unsophisticated people. But they don't work because they aren't founded upon the universal and eternal principles about how life works. If we want to heal our world, it's going to be time now to return to reliance upon a mastery of common sense to discover truth. Become a source of light. The truth is that our world is getting darker day by day. Ideas of God and how to take personal spiritual responsibility for life are becoming increasingly popular. They're being replaced by so-called progressive ideas. And these ideas push a godless secularism as the only reasonable way of looking at our world. This is a lie. It's designed to rob you of your power, of your heritage as a child of God, a divine being. Don't let those words scare you away. There is an all that is. That's God. And you are a part of that all that is. That makes you a part of God. That makes you divine. There is an absolute morality that derives from this all that is. It's made up of principles. We have a principle of gravity. We have how things work according to principles. It can be described mathematically. And at the heart of all of these principles is kind of an ultimate morality. And when we start deciding that human beings are an appropriate substitute for an understanding of this underneath wisdom of how the all that is works, when we believe that people have that ability, we've lost. We wind up creating a space where we will become slaves to a tyrannical elite who think that they know better than everybody how our world ought to operate. Don't let that happen. Help yourself and those you love to remember who you are, who we all are. That's what our family is about. Join our family. Help us make a difference. Here's what you get if you want to consider joining our family, and I sure hope you do. Where else can you find all of these resources dedicated to helping you become more awake day by day? The first thing is the Way of Wisdom classes. That's the series of ongoing classes for those who are on the path of awakening. You'll start looking at things in a whole new light. You're going to see perspectives, and you're going to see ideas that will literally expand your mind. And the worst thing that can happen when your mind expands is that you lose pain. You've got nothing to lose but pain. You get access, besides those classes, to all of our webinars and live classes that we hold on Sundays. You get access to our Pearls of Wisdom blog, where we talk about current events, things that are controversial, things like gun control and abortion, and we apply the Way of Wisdom, and we can see clearly what's moral, what's appropriate, how human beings ought to live in this regard. Perhaps the most important thing is through our family, you have access to a formal priesthood path. and a variety of family support resources. We're bringing up children. Those children are going to have children. What kind of a world are they going to inhabit? Our priesthood, the way we define priesthood, is about being spiritually responsible, and we are responsible to ourselves, and that's a priesthood responsibility, and we are responsible to everyone with whom we connect in the circle of life. And our personal priesthood path is about learning how to master with intention and purpose those spiritual responsibilities, because that's the true source of joy, of freedom, of happiness. And then there's fellowship with like-minded people. You're on a path with other people who look at the world the way you do. That is truly valuable. So I'd encourage you to subscribe today. There's no risk. Check us out. Subscriptions are based on a monthly pledge of your choice. Pledges can be for as little or as much as you want. Whatever you pledge will get you into the family, to where you can start taking the Way of Wisdom classes, and you can start having access to these resources. And you can quit or change the amount at any time. So there's really no risk. The only thing that you've got to lose is pain. Subscribe, just go to our website at www.hunawisdom.com, and on our homepage there are several buttons that link to our Ohana enrollment form. Just click on one of those links, enroll, make your commitment to your monthly pledge, and it's as simple as that. So I hope that we have the ability to hear from you, to enjoy your support. I can tell you that you will win. There is nothing that you have to lose by awakening day by day except pain. Our purpose is to be more awake today than we were yesterday, every day for the rest of our lives. That's what this family is about. And we hope you'll subscribe and join us for our classes, our webinars, and please check us out. And if it's as valuable as I'm saying it is, and I'm sure you'll find it to be that, tell your friends. Let other people check in. The bigger this family gets, the healthier our world is going to become, not only for ourselves, but for our children and for our grandchildren. Thank you. Aloha.